I said lurkers and other people, right?
Your
Happy
next
Wednesday.
break is in 1 hour.
Happy Wednesday. Oh no, it's the Chihuahua. It's Chihuahua among all the Papillons. And it's a fat little Chihuahua. That's the best part. So anyway, happy Wednesday. So, stream schedule. Today, I didn't know I was going to play until earlier this morning, and I was just going through my list of games that I haven't played in a while, and X4 was kind of at the top of the list. Turns out I haven't played this since like November or something, which is crazy. But things happen, and we'll play it today and see how it goes. And again, haven't played it in quite a while, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's today. Tomorrow, Thursday, or turn-based Thursday, we'd like to call it. We'll be playing some more Total War Shogun 2. Tomorrow is also the beginning of the hashtag Turn-Based Thursday Fest 2024. What that is, it's a 5-day event starting on Thursday, tomorrow, where a bunch of games over on Steam will be on sale. Streamers and YouTubers will be featuring basically a lot of those games throughout the next 5 days, but in usually 1 hour increments or so. I will be participating again this year. I have a 2 time slots over on Sunday. What time does it start? It starts. Let's see. I guess you should put this stuff for those who haven't seen this before. Do they have the schedule up yet? Here's the real question. Do they have the schedule up? Still no schedule. They've got the list of games that are participating, but they don't actually have a schedule of the stream yet, or the streams yet. I don't know why, but because like I said, it's mostly filled in. So anyway, like I said, I'll be participating on Sunday, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's my first hour, and the second hour, of course, is just after that. And what games will I be playing? I'll be playing Age of Wonders 3 for the first hour and Battletech for the second. Although because it is Sunday, I do normally stream on Sundays, and my normal start time on Sundays is 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT. I will be starting at that normal time playing Age of Wonders 3. Played that for the first hour, and then we'll do the turn-based stuff Thursday, which will continue on with Age of Wonders 3. Then after that hour, we switch over to Battletech, and we'll play that for 2 hours, even though I'm only obligated to do one. Actually, I'm not obligated. I volunteered to do 1 hour of each of the games. But like I said, we'll do 2 hours of Battletech, and once we're done with that, we'll switch over to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous as normal, with Viewer Group 12 and the Treasure of the Midnight Isles stuff. Featuring Battletech. Did you just type that? Where did you see that, Vuk Rules? Where did you see that? Because I'm going to the site, the Turn-Based Fest site, and there's no schedule list unless I'm not clicking the right thing on the page. Really? Oh, there's the schedule. It's actually okay. So it's. I was looking for a link under the Content Creator Showcase, but if you scroll down further onto the page, under the Content Creator Showcase, it's below the list of games. So you have to scroll past that, and then the list starts, or the schedule starts. You can collapse the list. Yes, you can collapse the list as you go. So Sunday. And they got the right links in there. Yes, they do. So, yeah. Okay, so that works. Thank you. Yeah, it's... I was expecting to see a link a little bit farther up, closer to the top of the page for the schedule, like actually underneath the showcase, but... especially when it says stay tuned for a schedule to come. They should say something, scroll down below for the schedule. But I don't do web page design anymore. What do I know? What do I know? Anyway, that. Anyway, so that's, again, the Sunday. Friday, and again, that's the Turn-Based Fest thing is, like I said, starting tomorrow, going all the way through Monday. So, and it's a good opportunity to pick up some games on sale over on Steam if you've been looking for them. Let's see. Friday. Friday is multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3 with Hobo, Hurricane, and Jeff. Saturday, World of Warcraft Classic with Phase 3. They're introducing a new little game mode into Seasons of Discovery. What the hell is it called again? We were talking about us Discord earlier. Basically, they're introducing Nightmare Incursions. Not exactly sure what they're supposed to be, but we'll be more than likely checking them out on Saturday for sure in Phase 3, because we got lots of people. We got lots of leveling up to do. They have top people on this, obviously. Anyway, that's Saturday, and Sunday we already did schedule. So, ta-da. And then what else? Oh yeah, dog camp. We have dog camp today. No, Mrs. Gimpy is actually on her way home. She's been out all morning. She's been gone for like over 3 hours now, and Rocket's not happy. I actually was trying to train. I was actively trying to train Rocket this morning to deal with Mrs. Gimpy not being here by spending time with me, right? And so what I did was, for those of you who don't know, Rocket has, well, the dogs have always had a bed underneath my desk here. And that's where Rocket usually spends a lot of his time when I'm streaming, when Mrs. Gimpy's not here or when she is here, if he's not guarding the front door with Mickey. Since Mickey's left, he's had other things to do now. But anyway, yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, I took the bed out from underneath the desk, because he doesn't really use it anymore. Mainly, I think it's because it's too much effort to climb into it. So we've been using, and this is actually throughout the house, we've been using these padded mats. They're basically kind of like memory foam for mats to stand. They're meant for people to stand on when they're that work on hard surfaces, like grocery checkout people, or you stand on concrete a lot in one spot. It's not really good for your feet or your back or your legs. So they have these memory foams mats that they're out there, and Mickey or Mrs. Gimpy's been using them as beds for the dogs for a while, at least the past year or more. Well, took the bed out from underneath my desk. I put one of the memory mats down underneath there the other day. He's not really using it. I got him to use it a little bit the other day, yesterday I think it was, but he didn't go for that too much. So this morning, I put it to the side of my desk. Basically, it's between my chair and the door to the room, so that he can, walk in and lay down there, be comfortable, that kind of stuff. So, he doesn't have to rough it by laying on a carpet, So, and this morning I was trying to train him to lay down on the mat and stay here in the room with me, so he doesn't have to get up and freak out and think he's alone, that kind of stuff. So, as preparation work, we have this artificial scent spray that we're supposed to be using to basically make him feel calm. It's supposed to simulate a mother's pheromones for a dog, and the general idea is you spray it where they're supposed to be sleeping, and after it's soaked in for like 15-20 minutes or so, you put them on the bed or on the sleeping area, and hopefully they get accustomed to that smell and be in a comfortable spot. So I did that this morning, right? Did that. And then I got the treats out. The treats are sitting next to me. And what I was doing is he'd walk into the room, and if he stepped onto the mat, I'd give him a treat. Happy. Little piece. Not a big treat, just a little piece. He liked that. So, and then I would, scratch his back, because talking to him doesn't really do anything because he's deaf. So I just, give him a treat, scratch his back, basically praising him for doing that. And then I would try to get him to sit by touching his back of the tail. And, usually when you give a little pressure there, a dog will sit down. And if he did, I gave him a treat. And then from there, I wanted him to lay down. So I would use the treat to lure him down closer to the ground. You put it in front of his nose, and then you drop it down to the mat in front of him. So he'd reach for it, and he has to lay down to get it. So he did that. He got the treat. Praise him all through the stuff. So he went through that process for a little bit. And, I would let him get up and go away if he wanted to, right? Then he'd come back, and we go through the process again. And then this time, when he'd laid down, he stayed for a little bit. And so I was basically timing him. After a minute passed, give him a treat. After another minute passed, give him a treat. Praise him, that kind of stuff. So I went through that 3 times. And he was okay with that, right? After 3 minutes, though, he said, I got to go bark. So he gets up and he goes in the living room, he starts barking. Then he comes back a little bit later, go through the process again. And he's doing it on his own now. He comes in, he steps on the mat, I give him a treat, praise him. Then he sits, praise him, give him a treat. Then he lays down, give him a treat, praise him. It's working. This is the way it's supposed to go, right? He's already picked up this. He's already picked up what he's supposed to be doing. And then a minute goes by, I give him a treat. But this time I let 2 minutes go by, then I give him a treat. And I let another 2 minutes go by, give him a treat. So 5 minutes have gone by. And then he goes, screw this, I got to go bark. So he goes barks again. And then, but unfortunately, about this time, we have hit the Mrs. Gimpy's been gone plus 2 hours area. So he's not real happy, right? Because she hasn't come back yet. So at this point, he's coming in. What he does is he comes in, he stands on the mat. I give him a treat, praise him. He turns around and walks away. A couple minutes later, about 10, 15 minutes later, he comes in again. He stands on the mat. I look at him. I go, I know where this is going to go. I know he's going to do the same thing. So I give him a treat. I praise him. He turns around and walks away. And he's basically, he's just got to the point where he's too anxious to do what he knows what he's supposed to do. He's just too anxious. And so it was working. It was so working. And I mean, it was classic training for a dog. It was just, you give them a treat, you praise them after they do what you want to do. And if, depending on how willing and smart they are, they, determines how fast they pick it up. He picked it up real quick as expected. But he also picked it up real quick that I don't have to do everything to get a treat. He just figured out all I have to do is come in here, stand here for a second, get a treat, and then I can walk out. So that was an hour ago. He was getting a treat every time he did something he was supposed to do. He was getting a treat he just realized that he did not have to do he didn't have to do everything to get a treat, which I probably should have moved on, but he picked up on the rotation too quick. That's the problem. He just learned what he was supposed to do too fast, and he realized, I don't feel like doing this. He's more happy barking at stuff that doesn't exist. So, yeah. Any updates about the In Memoriam stream for Mount Mickey, or is it still too early? It is still, unfortunately, too early. Mrs. Gimpy actually had a big breakdown over the weekend, so she I forgot what we were looking at. We were doing something, I forget. But Mickey came up, obviously, and she just went, I miss him so much, and she just started crying. And I just went, ugh. So no, we're not there yet. Because she comes in every now and then when I'm, working on stuff, and I have OBS up running these videos and whatever, and she'll look at them and she'll just stand there and she'll watch them for a couple of minutes and stuff, and then she eventually has to walk away because she starts crying still. So now it's, in all honesty, it's not to be unexpected. So, and I mean, it's only been 2 months, just a little over 2 months since Mickey passed. And to put this in perspective a little bit, was the dog that we had before them. He was the last of our original 4. And when he died, she mourned for 6 months. And when I say mourned, I mean she mourned. She wasn't eating. She wasn't happy. It was not a good thing. It took her 6 months to recover from that. And we didn't have him nearly as long as we had Mickey and Rocket. So, probably half the time. So is it going to be 6 months? I don't know. I hope not. I mean, every now and then it seems like she's getting better. And she is. She's slowly making progress. She's just not making progress as quickly as I hoped she would. So, oh, don't worry. She knows. I tell her about you guys. She appreciates it. She wants to do the stream, but I said, but every time she goes, oh, she says, I think I'm ready. And then I show her a couple of videos, and I go, are you sure you're ready? And she watched the video and she goes, no, I'm not. So yeah, it's still a little while. So. We'll get there. And she's actually home now too. So Rocket should be calming down. So anyway, so we get started. I think it covered everything. And of course, hopefully she shouldn't be going anywhere anymore today, because she's been gone for over 3 hours. 3 hours. 30 hours. 3 hours today. So she should be done for the day doing her stuff. So that's our agreement, at least. Anyway. Let's get started, I think. Oops.
You say oops quite often. Do you need assistance?
Sometimes.